Hey, I'm back. Okay, let's do this. Everything's looking good. Let me tweet real quick. How to improve series starting with a game plan development in PvZ. Okay, got that one working. Okay, got that one, got that. Okay, so let's get this started. Hey people, I'm Tech StarCraft 2, and we're going to look at how to improve series of mine, which I'm going to create more and more content with. For today, we're going to look at how to actually develop a game plan for your games, of course. And in this case, because my personal win rate against Terran is the lowest, I'm actually going to do a PvT game plan development here. So we're going to go through a couple of steps, and I'm going to light out with every step what you're actually trying to accomplish. And at the end, I'll have a complete game plan, which in the next PvTs I can actually just use that instead of running around headless and doing whatever I want to and not really having structured play in PvT. So let me pull up this one real quick. These are the steps. So let me roll through them real quick, and while the stream goes on, I'll actually go through them step by step, of course. So we have basically 4 broad steps that you're going to do when developing your own game plan. The first step, which is personally my most important one, is you want to have your own style in your games. So do not just, let's say, Naniwa has killed lots of Terrans in MLG. I haven't seen all the games, but Naniwa absolutely wrecks every Terran on the ladder. But you don't like his style of play. So why would you go do something that you don't like and practice something that you don't want to practice? That doesn't motivate you. So the first step is find a style that fits you from a pro player. Me, for example, I really like MC's openness. I really like MC's thought of string thoughts in the mid game in PvT on how to exploit and defend against the current metagaming in Heart of the Swarm. And that's why I'm trying to go look for MC replays. And I did this on purpose. I didn't get any replays up front because I want to show you guys exactly what it actually takes to create the game plan. So I'm not trying to crop it into like 5 minutes and here, this is it. No, I want to actually show you what the complete process is with finding replays, right? So what I personally liked are the games at MLG from MC, PvT series, and I'm trying to look for the little bit higher end games, not specifically like the first day, but second day championship day. So I'm gonna add a screen. I think that's this one. and I'm going to drag over Internet Explorer and show you exactly how to do this. So, and again, this is still in the thought process of, okay, how do I create a game plan? That starts out with finding replays. So MOG replays MC. It's 2013, and this is always a little bit of work because either MOG often has the replays available, but not specifically easy to find. So what I'm going to do is try to find the games from MC here and then replays. Nope. Let's see what we got here. So this definitely doesn't give me anything. Winter Championship. There we go. Let's see. Quarterfinals. MC versus Bomber series. Okay.
Welcome to the rules of engagement.
So I'm going to pause this one real quick. And I'm going to try to find if there's actually any replays here. Which seems it actually doesn't. So, I now know quarterfinals MC versus Bomber. Quarterfinals MC Bomber replay. And then, of course, MLG quarterfinals. MC versus Bomber. SC2 charts. Quarterfinals, MLG will win the championship. So, no replays yet. So that's too bad. Let's find the next replay site. SC2win.com. This is the clone. This is not MLG. Let's see. MLG went to championship round of 16. VODs. Okay, I'm guessing that I'm not actually going to get any replays. So we're going to have to watch from commentator's perspective to actually get the information that we want. And we don't need 10 replays.
It's going to be a StarCraft 2 tactical analysis show.
Welcome back to Winter Season Showdown. Phoenix is coming forward, lifting off 2 of the investments.
What's up, guys? Welcome to...
There we go. Oh, this is a sponsor message, so let me hold on real quick. So it doesn't matter what map, it doesn't matter what exactly goes on in the replay. We need to start making fundamentals. So let's see. Go into the game. Go into the game. Go into the game. Let's find the game. Okay. A little bit back. Let's full screen this one. And pause it real quick because I'm gonna take out my other notepad. MC PvT style versus Bomber. VOD on MLG website. And I'm gonna show you right this. I'm gonna pick the other one. That's not cool, so let's delete that one. Yes. You still need to get a little bit of getting used to. That's kind of silly. Just the first one works. Okay, here we go. Okay. I'm gonna put this here a little bit smaller. If you can't read it, please let me know, because next time I'll put it up a little bit bigger. But this is what we're gonna do. I'm going to put the volume up a little bit.
Tournament's first place every single time, but he tends to place extremely well, and being that consistent in StarCraft 2 is
but not too much.
Difficult. You'll see a lot of players who end up winning a GSL and then just kind of fade away. You never really hear from them again because they just had one good season. But Bomber has been a player who has been consistently good and showing us some really good games actually so far.
Yeah, it's actually Husky casting this together with Axelab. And of course we get a sponsor message like 5 minutes into it. So as soon as the game starts, we're going to do step 2, which I will explain as soon as we get there. 8 more seconds. And actually what I'm extra going to do is I'm going to write down a couple of timings from the video to pull back to. In the replay you can actually just go to a certain minute mark, but with a VOD you actually have to timestamp it basically.
Against MVP, I'm not sure if you're able to catch those games, but he basically always opened. Sometimes he used 1 Oracle, and one game he used about 5 Oracles.
Okay.
And I do believe that the players are ready. So is the audience ready out there?
As soon as the game stops, I'm going to pull down the volume down from the casters, because I want to focus on the game itself. Okay, game is started. Map is New York City. It's a reasonably large map, nothing too small, nothing too big. It's a 2-player map, so you know where your opponent is. You have reasonable options to expand. And that's why I want to basically stop analyzing the map. It's a standard map. It's not imbalanced or anything towards any race at this point. But okay, let's see. Step 2. What we're going to do is we're going to write down the build order until 30 food. Until 30 food, it's good to have a build order which way you want to do it, because there's nothing going on into the game. Why not focus on something being exactly rigged, right? So pylon, 9 pylon. They have the production tab open, so that's good. So I can actually just see what's being built. This is kind of the boring part. Not per se boring, but at least different part. That's because you have to wait, basically. The replay you can speed it up to +2 at least. So that does help out a lot. And you can see now, the first thing that I noticed in MC is he doesn't scout 10. He doesn't scout on 2-player maps at least. He takes 2 gases, 15 gas, 16 gas, 16 pylon. Cybernetics core. 3 on gas, 3 on gas. Important to note. He's still on 1 gateway. So he can actually afford to put 3 on gas without hampering his zealot and stock production. So 19 zealot. That was a 21 pylon. With the extra note of cancel zealot if no pressure. If no pressure. Okay. Right? So I'm gonna have to pull it back real quick because I'm writing things down while I'm couple of important things for the build order, because the zealot cancel is important, and by putting that down I missed the exact mothership core timings, maybe extra pylon, and those things matter. So back to 19 zealot, 21 pylon should come up. Not actually a 22 pylon. $23 pylon? Am I that? No, that's 22 pylon. Okay. So look at this money right now. So he cancels the zealot. He sees no pressure coming, no 2 racks, anything, no marine pressure, whatever. The zealot is useless until you get charge. So that's a long time. That's at least like, if you go straight for it, that's different. But 24 mothership core warp gate when core finish, when cyber finish, and there it is, 28 Stargate. I'm actually going to do this a little bit longer build order, just to make sure that I basically want to get up till the expansion. So he actually made a 29th century. A 30 pylon, which I missed. And there it is, a 34 Nexus. Okay, this is the build order. I'm not going to expand more on this. Some people like to put on extra stuff like chrono boosts, but I prefer not to. My thumb of rule is I always chrono boost my probes unless I see pressure coming. Until my Nexus is down at least. And once I have important buildings to chrono, like Stargate for example, and a Robo Forge Twilight Council, that's when I've spent all my chrono boost there. So I'm going to chrono boost all my probes basically until I cannot chrono boost anymore. So, in this step 2, and I'm going to call this 2.1, step 2.2. We're going to make another list. Minute 5, minute 7, minute 9. These are the 3 key minutes in StarCraft 2 at least. Is this time frame from 5 till 9 minutes. That's 4 minutes total in-game time. This is where everything develops. You have your expansion going, you're gonna get, your tech going, you're gonna get your army going. So at the 5-minute mark is basically either you're going to go all in with a build, which is possible, of course, or you're going to go more on the defensive side. So the army composition differs from the style of playing. But in this case, because he got an expansion up a little bit later, but he was preparing for it. So you got a sentry and stuff out. So I'm going to write down minute 5. I'm going to pull back 44 seconds. There we go. So 5 minutes, as soon as I got a glimpse I want to see that unit there. That's the bad part about a VOD. Okay, perfect. Units. This is something Axelov does a lot because he knows exactly how to develop a game plan a lot. Also, around the 5-minute mark, he pops up when he's casting the unit count. So, and I'm not going for exact numbers, but army composition. So, Stalkers. M core. That's it. That's what you want to do, is write down arm composition. So that's it for this. Let's pull out to the 7-minute mark, and we can do this hopefully in the VOD, because I don't actually need to know more about specific builds. I just want to know his infrastructure and what kind of units he actually has. Once I have a glimpse of what's going on, where the army is, go. Okay. Phoenix. Mothership core, of course, is still important. But I'm not going to write it down because it should be part of your army regardless at that point. But I want to see the rest of his army, preferably. There we go. So again, Phoenix and Stalkers. So he highly mobile, good for anti-drops, and basically map control. I mean, he doesn't have to have a huge army to actually, well, not kill, to survive. I would say to survive, he doesn't need a huge army because he knows that with Phoenixes he can defend against drops and actually see him coming. If Phoenix fly into his base and there's nothing on the ground there, you know he's moving out. So that's when you have your game sense tingling. So let's keep this on play. Nice pickup, of course. With Phoenixes, this is the step 3, which I'm going to do is more like what you're going to do with your army and the upgrade paths, the infrastructure, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to bump this up a little bit to like maybe 10 minutes. Don't pin yourself on exactly 9 minutes and exactly 5 minutes, but around that number when you think, okay, there's nothing more important coming. Because otherwise you'll just keep on thinking in your head, oh, I need to have 5 Phoenixes right now and I need to do a harass with it at the 9-minute mark. If you got 5 Vikings in the air, you don't have to actually, harass with Phoenix at all. So be careful with pinning down on exactly the exact minutes. So again, chrono boost, you gotta feel it. Here, this is what I was talking about. Phoenixes see the push coming. So until that point, he didn't actually have a lot of units, and he started going to start to warp in more and more zealots, sentries, maybe a couple stalkers to actually push back this. But he's actually being very active with the Phoenixes, so that's something I need to know in step 3. Be very active with Phoenix, because otherwise you just gonna lose, because you don't see anything coming, no harassment options. Okay, 9-minute mark with 10, 11-minute mark, still Phoenix. Start Colossus. So I'm going to pause this real quick. Real quick cap at the 5-minute mark, a couple stalkers, Mothership Core. You can put on some pressure if you like. If you don't have MC's micro, or you know something's up or whatever, don't go out with your stalkers. You don't have to do damage with them. They're just there to be mobile and be able to deal with everything. Around the 7-minute mark, he got an Oracle up, he got Phoenixes up, still the same amount of stalkers. So he's basically investing everything in his Stargate tech. And around the 9-10-minute mark, and I'm going to change these here real quick. Still lots of Phoenixes. Keep your Phoenix production up and start Colossus production. Okay? Step 3. And I forgot to write down the timestamp, so I'm gonna have to look for it. But that's cool. So around the 5-minute mark, I want to see MC's base. Infrastructure and 3.1 infrastructure. Oh, I don't have to actually. I can do it like explain them in later in the steps. So I just want to see, as soon as I got a glimpse of MC's base, the Nexus, of course. So Nexus, Stargate, and the drop's coming in, so I'm gonna get a glimpse of the army of the base soon. 1 gateway. Stupid ads. 5 min. 8. And you don't have to write them down twice, because I mean, if I write down Nexus now, of course he's going to have a Nexus unless it got killed, of course. But the second Nexus, the Expo, I'm not going to write it down specifically again. Just save yourself some room, and the less info you put into your brain that you have to remember, the better you'll do. Because you don't have to remember that, oh, I need second Nexus, oh god, second Nexus. That small thing is important. So let's pull up to like 8, 10. That's cool. I just saw, and I have to pull back like 10 seconds. I just saw still Stargate, 3 gateways, Stargate. So he put on extra gateways, and he's still active with his Stargate. That's what I want to note specifically here, that I'm writing down the Stargate because he's active with it. He doesn't have a robo yet, as far as I know. Nope, he's using the Oracle for detection. So around 10-minute mark, Let's see, that's probably around here. Let's see if we can again. This is the dance of the Phoenix dance. I can see in production one more gateway and a robo bay. So robo finished. These are the small touches like robo finished are fine-tuned. Stuff that you can add on as extras. You want to have the broad scope of what's going on first. Okay, robo bay, Stargate. No forge, important, and a total of 4 gateways. Plus 2 gateways in production. Step 3.2. Same deal, but done with upgrade paths and general tech paths. We're going to do the same thing again. So 5 minutes, and this is easy because most of the info is already available from step 3.1. But I do like to really note down what kind of tech path he's choosing. So at the 5-minute mark, he's choosing Stargate. The 8-minute mark, Stargate plus gateway units. The 10-minute mark, Stargate plus Colossus. That's what the 3 basic steps basically allows you to develop a game plan. So, step 4 is specifics. So, general specifics that you noticed in game. At the 11-minute mark, robo finishes. 11-minute mark, start, follow, production. And these don't have to be in a specific order. You can reorder them later on. Chrono till Stargate done. All on Nexus for probes. No forge till Colossus is out. I'm going to leave this running because there's one thing I would like to check out. I think I know MC is gonna get his 3rd up and double forge. That's what I can remember from this game. So I'm gonna rewrite this. Double forge after taking 3rd base. Let's put some nice points in there so that it's actually a little bit more readable. And do this like this. Those are the most important things I've noticed. Yep. He stopped making probes actually in this game. So I'm going to note that. Double forge after taking forge, or don't take 3rd and attack. Okay, let's close this. I'm not gonna need this anymore for now. So this is how I developed the game plan. From start till finish. From finding replays or VODs that I like, from the playing style that I like, until, okay, this is something I can actually use because I need to practice this. And this is the most important step. Step 5. Practice. Right? That's easy. You grab a partner, a Terran partner that's on par with your skills. So if you're Diamond or if you're Masters and you're going to play a Platinum player, you do not test your build strengths at all. You're going to kill him regardless of what build you do. You go mass gateways without upgrades and, you know, just overwhelm him because you just have superior macro and micro. So definitely either grab a practice partner on your level or just start laddering. You can either go into ranked or unranked mode. I would say to practice game plans, I would go into unranked mode first because you're going to meet people that are the same level of you, but you're not going to cost you any ladder points, right? So let's go over this real quick through the steps again, and then I'm going to close up this how to improve series for today. Step 1, I needed to find a style that fits me from a professional player. I chose MC because I like his playing style. He's aggressive, and I really like being more aggressive in Protoss. And that's not always as easy because you really need to know exactly what you're doing. So what I found is the VOD from him on the MLG website. To the quarterfinals, him versus Bomber. What I did afterwards, step 2. I want to have the first plus, give or take, 30 food laid out for me so I don't have to think about it. It has to go without thinking, just instantly, game enters, I see Terran, bang, open up, 9 pylon, 13 gateways, snap, 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 snap. I had to completely know exactly how to do that. This, of course, is when there's no proxy Reapers coming in or whatever, you know. There's still differences in where to spend chrono. Maybe you get your you let your zealot go up because you see the Reaper, so your Nexus get delayed like 2 food. But this is a good framework for you to work on. So 9 pylon, 13 gateway, 15 gas, 16 gas, both 3 on gas. Because you're on 1 gateway, unlike in PvP, for example. PvT, you stay on 1 gateway till you expand. And the Zealot cancel makes you get more minerals than usual. 16 pylon, 18 cybernetics core. Zealot cancel if under pressure. Again, 22 pylon, 24 mothership core. Start your warp gate when cyber finishes. 28 food, throw down your Stargate. 29 food, get a sentry out just for the force fields, guardian shields early on. 30 pylon and 34 nexus. That's my build order. I won't go any further than this in build orders. Step 2.2 is what is the army composition at key points in the game. 5 minutes, Stalkers, Mothership Core. Why? Fast, got ranged DPS, got photon overcharge available, all the funky stuff from Heart of the Swarm. Around the 8-minute mark, your composition will be a couple of Stalkers, and you got your Sentry in there, you know, just in case, and the rest is all into Phoenixes. At around the 10-minute mark, that's when you still have lots of Phoenixes and you keep producing them, and you start up your Colossus production. And by starting up, I mean around the 10-minute mark, your robo base should be almost done, basically. So what are the general tech paths he chose in this game? What I really like is starts out with an early expansion, so 5-minute marks. Around the 5-minute mark, you get your Nexus up. You have your Stargate and you have your Gateway. So you have basically 1 Stargate, 1 Gateway where you're producing from. At the 8-minute mark, when you got your expansion up, you've chronoed out Phoenixes, you got your Oracle out, you got some harass going on. You're on 3 gateways and you're still on the Stargate producing Phoenixes. That's why I added it into my list, because I'm still actively using that Stargate. Around the 10-minute mark, I had to get my Robo Bay, and again still Stargate, because I'm still producing Phoenixes. I'm going into Colossus production because my 2 bases are fully saturated. I got my gases going. I'm not spending anything on upgrades just yet, so I got gas for Stargate and Colossus. 4 gateways are actually in production at that point, and you're adding 2 more. And the 2 more in this game are specifically for the all-in. 6 gateways with Stargate and Colossus production is absolutely the max what you can produce off if you start making chrono boost everything like the Robo and the Stargate. So in case you want to go for a third, scrap those 2 gateways until you have your third. So strap 3.2. I'm actually not showing you, so that's not smart. What does his army composition look like? Stargate units, mostly, at around the 5-minute mark. 8-minute mark, Stargate units and gateway units, so Zealot, Sentry, Stalker, and Phoenixes. And with the 10-minute mark, his tech paths, is Stargate plus Colossus. And I didn't write down gateway units specifically here because you're not actually adding on a lot of Phoenix and Colossus, and when you got money, you're going to use it on gateway units. Special things to note, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to quickly readjust those so it fits better in the chronologically order. Damn my English. Chrono on probes till my Nexus is done. At the 11-minute mark, I should start up my Colossus production, no later than that. If possible, maybe even a little bit sooner. So, and you have 2 basic options of going basically left or right with the build in broad lines. So either you take a third, you start up your Double Forge, you get up your Twilight Council, and you go into upgrades real quick because you need to catch up. Or you don't take a third and you just go and attack him. Chrono boost as much as you can on the gateways if you attack, because you need lots of gateway units. Your Phoenixes will deal with Vikings pretty darn good, especially if you have decent numbers of them. And once the Vikings are down, you can actually kill Medivacs. And once the Medivac's taking damage, he needs to pull them back. He needs to, or lose them. And if he loses them, he's going to lose healing potential, and his army will get weaker and weaker by the minute. So the combination of killing the Medivacs and then splashing with the Colossus is absolutely demolishes everything. Okay? So this is the first How to Improve series I did for Protoss Gameplan PvT. And I'm going to upload this to YouTube. So I'm going to switch real quick to my in-game. Overlay so you can see my YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook channel. So follow me on there if you would like to get updated on on extra series. I'm going to do series on hotkeys. I'm going to do other matchups, of course, and whatever comes to mind where I personally need to practice, I'm going to also put that into on How to Improve series. So thank you for watching and have a nice day.